I'm going to tell you about a secret that sleep doctors have known for decades, a secret that can transform your sleep from fragmented and exhausting to consolidated and restorative, a secret that allows you to sleep 8 hours straight without waking up in the middle of the night. And the secret is so counterintuitive that most people refuse to believe it until they try it. The secret is this: to sleep 8 hours straight, you need to spend less time in bed, not more. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds backwards, but I'm going to explain the science, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I had a patient named Michael who came to see me about sleep problems. Michael was 45 years old, and he had been struggling with sleep for about 8 years. He told me, I go to bed at 10 o'clock and I don't get out of bed until 8 in the morning. That's 10 hours in bed, but I only sleep about 5 or 6 hours. I wake up at 2 in the morning. I lie there for an hour or two trying to fall back asleep. I wake up at 4 in the morning. I lie there for another hour. I wake up at 6 in the morning. I lie there for another hour. By the time I get out of bed at 8, I'm exhausted. I've been in bed for 10 hours, but I only slept 5 or 6 hours, and I feel like I haven't slept at all. When Michael told me this, I explained sleep consolidation therapy to him. I told him that the reason he was waking up so much was because he was spending too much time in bed. I told him that by spending less time in bed, he would actually sleep better. Michael was skeptical. He said, that doesn't make sense. If I spend less time in bed, won't I sleep less? I said, no, you'll sleep better. Let me explain the science. Here's what I want to know. Are you spending a lot of time in bed but not actually sleeping? Are you waking up multiple times during the night? Are you lying in bed awake for hours? Let me know in the comments, because if you are, this video is going to change your sleep forever. Let me explain the science of sleep consolidation. Your sleep is controlled by two systems. The first system is your circadian rhythm, which controls when you're naturally sleepy and awake. The second system is your sleep pressure, which builds up the longer you're awake. Sleep pressure is also called homeostatic sleep drive. The longer you're awake, the more sleep pressure you build up. The more sleep pressure you have, the easier it is to fall asleep and the harder it is to wake up. Now, here's the key insight. When you spend a lot of time in bed but don't sleep much, your sleep pressure is low. Your body is not under strong pressure to sleep. So you wake up easily, you have fragmented sleep, but when you spend less time in bed, your sleep pressure builds up significantly. Your body is under strong pressure to sleep, so you fall asleep faster and you stay asleep longer. This is the principle behind sleep consolidation and therapy. Sleep consolidation therapy was developed by Dr. Arthur Spielman at Northwestern University. It's based on cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, which is one of the most effective treatments for insomnia. The success rate is 70 to 80%. That's higher than most medications. Here's how sleep consolidation therapy works. First, you track how much you actually sleep for 1 week, not how much time you spend in bed, but how much you actually sleep. Let's say you're in bed 9 hours, but you only sleep 6 hours. Your baseline sleep is 6 hours. Second, you restrict your time in bed to match your actual sleep. So if you sleep 6 hours, you're only in bed 6 hours. This sounds harsh, but it's the key to the method. Third, within 1 to 2 weeks, your sleep consolidates. You stop waking up in the middle of the night. Your sleep becomes deep and uninterrupted. Fourth, once your sleep is consolidated, you gradually extend your time in bed by 15 to 30 minutes per week. You continue this process until you reach your target sleep duration, which is typically 7 to 9 hours. Michael started tracking his sleep. He realised that he was in bed 10 hours, but only sleeping 5.5 hours. His sleep efficiency was 55%. Sleep efficiency is the percentage of time you're in bed that you're actually sleeping. Michael's sleep efficiency was very low, so I told him to restrict his time in bed to 5.5 hours. I told him to be in bed from 1 in the morning to 6.5 in the morning. That's 5.5 hours. Michael was worried. He said, if I'm only in bed 5.5 hours, won't I be exhausted? I said, you might be tired for the first week or two, but then your sleep will consolidate and you'll feel better. Michael tried it. Within 1 week, something remarkable happened. He was still in bed 5.5 hours, but he was sleeping almost the entire time. His sleep efficiency jumped from 55% to 95%. He was sleeping 5.5 hours straight with almost no awakenings. He was shocked. He said, I can't believe it. I'm sleeping the entire time. I'm in bed. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night. I'm sleeping straight through. But Michael was still tired. He was only sleeping 5.5 hours, which is not enough. So after 1 week, I told him to extend his time in bed by 30 minutes. Now he was in bed from 1 in the morning to 7 in the morning. That's 6 hours. Michael continued to sleep well. His sleep efficiency stayed high at 92%. He was sleeping almost 6 hours straight. After another week, I told him to extend his time in bed by another 30 minutes. Now he was in bed from 1 in the morning to 7.5 in the morning. That's 6.5 hours. Again, his sleep remained consolidated and deep. After another week, I extended his time in bed by another 30 minutes. Now he was in bed from 1 in the morning to 8 in the morning. That's 7 hours. Michael was sleeping 7 hours straight with almost no awakenings. Michael continued this process for several more weeks. Each week, I extended his time in bed by 30 minutes, as long as his sleep efficiency remained above 85%. If his sleep efficiency dropped below 85%, I would keep his time in bed the same for another week. But Michael's sleep remained consolidated throughout the process. After 12 weeks, Michael was in bed from 11 at night to 8 in the morning. That's 9 hours. And he was sleeping 8 hours straight with 0 awakenings. His sleep efficiency was 89%. Michael came back to see me after 12 weeks. He looked completely different. He had energy. He had a brightness in his eyes. He told me, my life has completely changed. I'm sleeping 8 hours straight. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night. I'm waking up rested and energized. I have energy throughout the day. I'm more mentally sharp. I'm more productive at work. I feel like I got my life back. And it all started with spending less time in bed. Now let me explain the specific steps you need to follow to achieve 8 hours of straight sleep. Step 1. Track your sleep for 1 week. Keep a sleep diary. Write down what time you go to bed, what time you wake up, and how many times you wake up during the night. At the end of the week, calculate your average total sleep time. Let's say you average 6 hours of sleep per night. That's your baseline. Step 2. Calculate your sleep efficiency target. Your goal is to reach 85% sleep efficiency. Sleep efficiency is your total sleep time divided by your time in bed, multiplied by 100. If you sleep 6 hours and you're in bed 9 hours, your sleep efficiency is 67%. Your goal is to reach 85% or higher. Step 3. Restrict your time in bed to your baseline. Sleep time. If you sleep 6 hours, you're in bed 6 hours. Not more, not less, exactly 6 hours. Choose a specific bedtime and wake time. For example, If you want to sleep 6 hours, you might go to bed at 1 in the morning and get out of bed at 7 in the morning. Stick to this schedule every single night, including weekends. No exceptions. Step 4. After 1 week, check your sleep efficiency. If your sleep efficiency is 85% or higher, extend your time in bed by 15 to 30 minutes. If it's below 85%, keep your time in bed the same for another week. If it's below 80%, further restrict your time in bed. Step 5. Repeat this process every week. Each week, check your sleep efficiency. If it's 85% or higher, extend your time in bed by 15 to 30 minutes. Continue this process until you reach your target sleep duration, which is typically 7 to 9 hours. Step 6. Once you reach your target sleep duration with 85% or higher sleep efficiency, you're done. You've achieved consolidated sleep. You can now sleep 8 hours straight without waking up in the middle of the night. Now, I want to address some common questions. First, how long does this take? Most people reach their target sleep duration within 8 to 12 weeks. Some people reach it faster, some people take longer. But 8 to 12 weeks is typical. Second, is this safe? Yes, this is completely safe. This is the gold standard treatment for insomnia. It's recommended by sleep doctors and sleep clinics all over the world. The only rule is that your time in bed should never be less than 5.5 hours, even if you sleep less than 5.5 hours per night. This maintains safety and prevents excessive sleep deprivation. Third, will I be tired during this process? You might be tired for the first week or two, especially if you're significantly restricting your time in bed. But after 1 to 2 weeks, your sleep will consolidate and you'll feel better. Most people report feeling better within 2 to 3 weeks. Fourth, what if I can't stick to the same bedtime and wake time every night? You need to stick to the same bedtime and wake time every night. This is crucial. Your body needs consistency to consolidate sleep. If you vary your bedtime and wake time, your sleep won't consolidate. You need to be disciplined about this. Let me tell you about another patient, Jessica, who used sleep consolidation therapy to achieve 8 hours of straight sleep. Jessica was 58 years old and she had been struggling with sleep for about 12 years. She was in bed 9 hours but only sleeping 5 hours. Her sleep efficiency was 56%. I told her to restrict her time in bed to 5 hours. She was in bed from 2 in the morning to 7 in the morning. Within 1 week, her sleep consolidated. She was sleeping almost the entire 5 hours. Within 12 weeks, she was in bed from 11 at night to 8 in the morning, and she was sleeping 8 hours straight. She told me, I can't believe that something so simple made such a difference. I've tried everything. I've tried medications, I've tried supplements, I've tried therapy. Nothing worked, but this simple method worked. I'm sleeping 8 hours straight. I'm waking up rested. My life has completely changed. Now, I want to emphasize something important. Sleep consolidation therapy is not just about getting more sleep. It's about getting better sleep. It's about consolidating your sleep so that it's deep and restorative. When you consolidate your sleep, you spend more time in deep sleep, which is the most restorative stage of sleep. Deep sleep is where your body repairs itself. Deep sleep is where your brain consolidates memories. Deep sleep is where your immune system strengthens. So by consolidating your sleep, you're not just sleeping longer, you're sleeping better. Here's what I want you to do this week. First, track your sleep for 1 week. Write down your bedtime, your wake time, and how many times you wake up during the night. Calculate your average total sleep time. Second, calculate your sleep efficiency. Divide your total sleep time by your time in bed and multiply by 100. Third, restrict your time in bed to your baseline sleep time. Choose a specific bedtime and wake time and stick to it every night. Fourth, after 1 week, check your sleep efficiency. If it's 85% or higher, extend your time in bed by 30 minutes. If it's below 85%, keep your time in bed the same for another week. Fifth, repeat this process every week until you reach your target sleep duration. Do these 5 things this week. Track your sleep, calculate your sleep efficiency, restrict your time in bed, check your sleep efficiency after 1 week, extend your time in bed if appropriate, and commit to this process for 8 to 12 weeks. I guarantee you your sleep will improve. You'll start sleeping 8 hours straight. You'll start waking up rested. You'll start having energy throughout the day. Michael and Jessica both used sleep consolidation therapy and both achieved 8 hours of straight sleep. They both transformed their sleep from fragmented and exhausting to consolidated and restorative. And you can do the same thing. You can achieve 8 hours of straight sleep. You just need to follow this process. Here's what I know to be true. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, it's probably because you're spending too much time in bed. Your sleep pressure is too low. Your body is not under strong enough pressure to sleep. By restricting your time in bed, you increase your sleep pressure. Your body is under strong pressure to sleep. You fall asleep faster and you stay asleep longer. Your sleep consolidates. And within 8 to 12 weeks, you're sleeping 8 hours straight. This is not a quick fix. This is not a magic pill. This is a process that takes 8 to 12 weeks, but it works. The success rate is 70 to 80%. This is one of the most effective treatments for insomnia, and it's completely natural. No medications, no side effects, just behavioral change. Here's what I want to know. Are you going to try sleep consolidation therapy? Are you going to commit to 8 to 12 weeks of this process? Let me know in the comments. Tell me how much time you're currently in bed. Tell me how much you're actually sleeping. Tell me your current sleep efficiency. Tell me if you're going to try this. I read every single comment, and I want to hear from you. Your commitment to this process might help someone else who's struggling with sleep. If this video helped you, please hit that like button. It helps me know that this content is valuable, and it helps the algorithm show this to more people who are struggling with sleep. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next video. I'm releasing a video next week on the specific bedroom environment changes that improve sleep quality, and it's going to show you exactly how to optimize your bedroom for sleep. Thank you so much for watching. I'm genuinely grateful that you spent this time with me, and I want you to know that you have the power to improve your sleep. You have the power to consolidate your sleep. You have the power to sleep 8 hours straight. You have the power to wake up rested and energized. You just need to follow this process. You need to restrict your time in bed. You need to build up your sleep pressure. You need to consolidate your sleep, and you need to be patient. Within 8 to 12 weeks, you'll be sleeping 8 hours straight. I'll see you in the next video.